So I'm Jamie Harper. My background is in theatre, so I spent sort of 10 years as a theatre director, and then about 5 years ago, sort of by accident, started to make types of interactive drama. And I felt like some interesting things were happening with that, where people were given the chance to participate in some ways, but I didn't feel like I was doing it particularly well. And I was looking around at what other people were doing, and I was thinking, well, this is interesting, but I don't know whether we're doing it with as much method as we could. So I applied for a thing called a Winston Churchill Trust Travelling Fellowship to go and study game design at University of Miami. So I went and kind of learned about game design. Now you might think, how do you move to games from drama? So my thing is that I think games and drama are quite similar. They both involve players or characters in sort of physical or virtual context, trying to achieve objectives and overcome obstacles. So there's a lot of similarities. And if you care about participation in any kind of art form, there's something to learn from games, because games are built upon the participation of players. So that brought me to game design, and then from that I then went to a brilliant place called the LARP Writer Summer School, which happens in Lithuania each summer. So that was in 2015, and that was sort of my introduction to live action role play, or LARP as it's called. A LARP is an opportunity for a group of participants to play out roles within some type of fictional context. So typically there is no spectatorship. It often is drama, but it's not observed by an audience in the form of conventional drama, where there's an audience that watches what happens. The rewards and the experience is intrinsic to the play itself. There's no extrinsic reward or extrinsic observer. It's very much co-created often in the Nordic LARP tradition. So the players will often have a role in kind of creating their own characters, and certainly in kind of generating the narrative that emerges. So there's a big emphasis on co-creation and essentially giving the agency and the opportunity to the participants to make the thing happen. The space here will be used to play a LARP called Washing Machine. So Washing Machine's a LARP about what people would like their lives to have meant by the time they reach the end of their life. So groups of participants will come in, create some fictional characters, create a world for themselves and each other, and they'll literally play their way through a life story. The action kind of contains a mixture of improvised scenes and physical tasks, movement sequences, but in a way hopefully it ought to feel kind of like child's play, like the kind of mucking around and messing around you do when you're a kid and you make dens and you make playhouses. That's really kind of at the core of what it is. And in your time, moving through the third and final major event of your life. So if people are interested in taking part, you can sign up. You can contact me personally. My email is jamie@hobotheatre.co.uk. I should have a sign that says what that email address is. But yeah, basically, the LARP's happening on 5 dates between the 8th and the 12th of February. So you can sign up. It takes between 1 and 5 p.m, so you do need to devote an afternoon of your life to come and play this thing, but hopefully that will be time well spent.
What we do is imagine possible futures, and we take a tongue-in-cheek look at different possible scenarios, and we use popular culture, so we're always referencing video games, films, television programs, music.
And so the first piece we made was called "Even After the Complete Collapse of Civilization, There Will Still Be Product Placement and Power Ballads." Which was great fun. Yeah, we wanted to take a very playful look at the commodification of the apocalypse, which is kind of where it all started. You could say that we began with the end.
The show works several times, and each iteration is a development. We have a lot of fun making our work.
But overall, they're kind of like cut-ups, essentially. That some elements we rework more than we rework others, as we put everything together in the end, to make the final environments.
The work can be kind of scaled or minimised according to the space and various different requirements. So for this show, we've kind of scaled it up, but also we've made there's always an audio visual element to our work, and we've really added a lot more content that we feel talks to our ideas a lot more, because one thing we always do is we have this whole world figured out in our minds, but it's how to communicate that and get it across without saying this is how the world works. At Baltic 39 Figure 4, we are presenting higher scores, brighter futures. Together we are individuals. Data makes us free. So for this work, the world that we've imagined is based around a different type of economy. So we've come up with a credit system that we call very like-on credits, and it's represented by a particular logo.
And so the very like-on has replaced all other forms of currency. This is what you trade for all goods and services. You can generate very like-on credits by performing various different acts, which is part of what's revealed in the work. It's a totalizing system that measures everything from from the health of your body, the health of your bank account, to your social health, to your sexual potency. So it removes the need for any guessing on your part as anybody who you meet social standing. You can see it immediately by their score, and judge from there whether or not they're worthy of your interaction.
It's scary.